In Love is presented by Smile Direct Club, who makes it easier than ever to straighten your smile without brackets, wires, and monthly office visits.
For $100 off your aligners, just go to smiledirectclub.com/podcast and use our offer code
In Love. Welcome to In Love with Michael Rosenbaum
and Chris Sullivan,
where we explore the universal language of love,
walk through the struggles of love lost,
and together navigate the bumpy and gratifying road to happiness.
Loving me, loving myself, working on my state of mental health, and I never thought it would go this far. You said we'd just be friends, but I'm standing here full of emptiness. I confess, I'm a beautiful mess.
Beautiful mess.
yeah.
You know, every time I hear that Beautiful Mess, my song Beautiful Mess, I feel like all those feelings come back.
Which you're going to hear it a lot at the beginning of each one of these things. So.
Yeah, well, I've been a bit of a mess. I don't know how beautiful. But, you know, you keep going forward, man. You keep going forward. We talked about this.
You're a real mess today.
Yeah, well, I'm a little
Quote
bit...
unquote
Yeah,
mess.
I'll come out and say it. I'm a little drugged up today.
Yeah.
I'm I'm on ketamine.
Now, not recreational ketamine.
No. I don't trip drugs and ever...
Therapeutic.
Do you say that? Did I say that right? I don't trip drugs.
I think that's how people say it. I don't trip with drugs.
I don't like to lose control.
Right.
But there's a facility that they thought with to help with some depression, to help with some things, the ketamine clinic of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I went down there and I was scared shitless. In fact, for years I was like, I'm not doing this. I don't like to be out of control. You know, my friends are like, let's do acid. Not that I have a lot of friends at my age that are wanting to do acid. I'd be in bad shape. Back in the day. And I just was like, no, I don't want to lose control. I don't feel like I should do that. And this was a controlled environment where they set you down.
Clinical.
In a clinical, you're with doctors and really lovely nurses who care about you. And they say, listen, we're going to give you some Ativan. We're going to give you an IV. We're going to relax you. You're going to be relaxed. You're not going to freak out. We're here for you. We're monitoring you 24 hours. What?
That sounds like the most stressful situation of all. In like a doctor's office with like an IV in you?
Yes.
Like, I would rather do that at home, chilling out watching a movie.
Well, thank you, Mia. Well, I mean, I don't disagree. Now, here's the thing. I'm in there, and so there's low dosing. Because what they want to do is they want you to reset your mind. They want to reconnect the dots. Your mind is sort of like focused on all these unimportant things in life, and we stress about them when we do this. And their idea is to expand the mind. I just watched a documentary of Cary Grant called Becoming Cary Grant, and he couldn't find love. He didn't feel connected. And one day his therapist monitored him, but he did LSD. And he started doing LSD every week or every treatment.
Microdosing, probably.
Microdosing, but like you should watch this documentary, and he completely changed as a person. He was able to feel again, or ever. He was able to feel. He was able to love. He was able to do all these things. And so they say it's not. I'm not saying go out and trip everyone. I'm saying for some people who are so caught, whether they have
blocks,
trauma in their lives or blocks or whatever. I've gone through a lot of different ways. I'm like, oh, quick fix, this, that, meditation. And so I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I've had some pain, and I was a little down in the dumps. And I thought, why not? It's not going to hurt me. So they hooked me up to an IV, and I'm sitting in there, and it's clinical. It's very safe. You actually do feel safe. In fact, when I walked in the waiting room, I see people, and they're reading, and I'm like, you know me. I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? And they're like, hi. I'm like,
you here for that, getting some of that special
yeah,
care too?
You here for the ketamine? Yeah. Have you done it?
It's the ketamine.
Yeah. How do you feel? I think it really helps me. I'm like, really? And then the girl next to me, what are you doing? She's like, yeah, it's really, I was really depressed, and everyone's open. And it's just like, oh my God, this is comfort zone. And I go back in the room, and I'm sitting there, and they put these headphones on me with like this music that the doctors sort of, got together and said, this is a good song. This is, transitionally, this would be a good song into this trip. I guess is what they'd say. And I noticed that, and you have a mask, a sleeping mask.
Oh, okay.
And they put blankets on you. Michael, would you like to sit up? You want to lie down? I want to lie down. They put an IV in me. They give me Ativan. They give me something so I'm not nauseous. And they said, okay, we're here. You wave if you need us. We're right there. We're a second away, which they literally are. I remember I start to close my eyes, and slowly things start to happen, and I'm disassociating, and I'm going on this trip, I guess. And all of a sudden I hear a noise, and I pull up my mask, and it's a nurse, and she's moving a chair. I say, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I'm moving a chair." And I go, "Oh, is everything okay?" And she said, yeah, everything's okay." And I go, "Am I okay?" She said, "Oh yeah, you're okay."
Oh yeah.
And I go, "How's my resting heart rate?"
She's like, it's at a 7.
She goes, "It's resting. It's perfect." And I go, "Well," and by the way, she looked like a cartoon character, a Simpsons character. She
Okay.
looked, not like completely, but just a little bit like moving a little bit.
Okay.
In fact, I thought my chair moved, but like once you say, "Look, dude, relax. You're not going to fall apart. You're not going to die. These doctors are here. You're not going to be the first ketamine guy that died while under supervision of a doctor." And I let it go, and it did free my mind. It was expensive, and I just finished my 6th and final treatment. And I will say, I don't know what it did for pain, minimal improvement, but I do think I'm a little more calm, and I'm a little more, I don't know, I feel a little more light on my feet, a little happier.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the right word, happy, but I just feel a little more pleasant, a little more comfortable.
Unburdened.
Maybe unburdened. So that's sort of what I am grateful for, Chris, for just taking chances on doing things that are outside my comfort zone. I'm grateful to myself for this clinic, for being brave enough to go in and just to do it and see if I could, because I'm always trying to self-help. I'm always I want to be a better person. This is what this show is. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better man. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better boyfriend if I have a girlfriend. I want to, but whatever it is. And that's kind of what I'm on this is my journey.
It's nice to have the means to explore those things, whether it's therapy or chemical treatments or whatever the thing is. It's something that I probably take for granted at certain points. The ability to, like, our parents' generation didn't have the same luxury of mindfulness, the same luxury of looking inward.
Well, it wasn't as, what's the word, prevalent?
Sure, but I think it's also like their parents, our grandparents, were still just trying to survive, like work, food, home. Work, food, home. Is like it was this cycle, and there was no room for the luxury of a meditation retreat or
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and now we're very lucky. We're very lucky to
We're
have,
surrounded by people who want to help each other,
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah, and out here in California, obviously it's more prevalent than in other places, but there are hang-ups there too. There are people within those communities that aren't coming from a what's the word? An authentic place.
Yeah.
And so it's good to kind of explore and see if you can find your spot in the world.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was nervous because I was like, fuck, I'm a little fucked up. I don't know what to do. Chris is going to be upset with me.
Why'd you think I was going to be upset?
Well, I
with
was
you?
just like, dude, we're doing a professional show here, but I warned you. I said, look, dude, I'm doing these ketamine things, and you trip out a little bit. Like I'm coming down from it. I think the nausea is going away now, but I feel all right. I feel free. I feel like I could say what I want.
Yeah, we've done a few of these now. How are you feeling about how it's all going?
It's, to me, this is it's a process. It's like I said, I just got to keep going. I got to keep trying things. I got to keep, I always fall back on thinking, hearing my dad's voice saying, what are you dealing with all this shit for? Just be a man and just do this. You don't need any help. Men don't need help. People don't need help. People have problems. Just do your shit. It's not that he said it like that.
Sure. That was the vibe.
But the feeling was always like people who go to therapy, they're fucked. People who, you talk about their problems are fucked. Even in the movies in the 80s, you're like, oh, he talks about his problems. And it was always the joke, the butt of the joke. But, then I look at least now, even with all the crazy shit that's going on in the world, at least it's sort of acceptable. Like we're able to go, hey, I'm just trying to get some help. I'm trying to be a better fucking person.
Yeah, mindfulness and vulnerability are the new in thing. They are of the moment. People are realizing that everybody needs help. Everybody needs help from time to time. I need help most of the time. And most of the time that I find myself in pain or in trouble is when I've tried to do something on my own, when I've known that I've needed help and have been too either stubborn, arrogant, scared to ask for it.
Yeah.
So
well, good for us. Good for you, for anyone, for reaching out.
yeah.
Hey, we love you. Thank you for your support.
We have a hotline that's open all hours of the day.
Any
Call
question.
anytime you want. 323-207-5676.
Now you memorize that.
You can leave Rosie and Sully a message about anything. About a question about, I don't know, relationships, sex, love.
If we know it, we'll answer
loss, and we will bullshit our way through an answer based on our life experience.
Yeah, and follow us on the Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. It's at In Love Podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that's about it. We appreciate your support and spread the word. We need your help. It's very hard to get these podcasts going. People think, oh, well, they have a podcast and tons of people are listening to it. We need you to write reviews, to talk about it, to tell your friends, to grab your mom's phone when she's not looking and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, rate, review. It pumps us up the charts. And also, just tell one person. Listen to this episode and tell a friend. And we will spread like the In Love transmitted disease.
Jesus.
That
Don't give me any STD questions. No. I had crabs in college once. Anyway, let's go right to it. Let's talk to Bobby, Lee, and Khalyla. All right, guys, this is just so scattered. No,
I know it's not. No, people are gonna care. Start from the beginning.
First of all, thank you for being here. But the first thing you said was, we're going to talk a lot about my dad.
Yeah.
That was the first thing you said.
Yeah.
And
because I'll tell you why. He was my father. He was a okay man. He was alcoholic. He beat us.
Your father beat you?
Well, not in my, as an adult, no, but as a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
Okay.
be frightened of him. And then 2 weeks ago, he said goodbye. He's gone.
Oh, you make that sound horrible. There were the
Well, I
in-between
mean,
good moments.
Yeah.
I haven't written the punchline yet, but it's going to be really good.
Well,
when
let
I
me
do
tell
it.
you something. I mean, that you can't start with he beat us and then he died.
Okay, I'll
Because a lot
start-
of the audience right away are thinking, great.
All right, let's start from the top then.
Well, I don't want to start too far
I know,
back.
but I'll go back. All right, so ask me how things are.
How are things going?
Things are so good. Thank you so much for having me, and everything's so flowing so spiritually and evenly for me. It's beautiful. It's like being a crescent on the precipice of life.
Khalyla, where did you
know?
come up with this?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I think from his grief. This is
From
all
my
his grief talking.
Because, dude, hey guys, you two, yes,
We
go
are,
ahead.
no, wait. I mean, the three. I mean, I can't speak for Khalyla, but I know for him for sure, and I'm guessing for yourself, and definitely for me, that I use humor to push away all of those feelings, or to keep an arm's length between myself and other people, especially when I'm in a place of grief.
Yeah, yeah. It's a weird thing because the day it happened. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a comedy podcast.
No, it's
It's
listen,
not. Look, I know Bobby. So he's assuming. So when he goes to the podcast, he's never listened to the show. It's not. I just know you. It's okay.
We also only have 3 episodes
Up. So yes, but what I'm saying, no, this isn't a disrespect. This is.
You think this is the Game of Thrones?
Fucking let me.
Is that how
finish.
you think this is huge?
Bobby? I love you. You're one of my
Where,
dearest friends.
where I'm supposed to know about
That's
it?
not- no, what I'm
culturally?
saying is that you don't realize that most comedies are just trying to be funny and this and that, but this is a podcast about being grateful, what we're in love with, about life, about real stuff, about why I invited Khalyla and you is because Chris and I want to know about your life and how that works and how that dynamic works, and it could help other people out there. So that's what the show's about, because I know you haven't seen it.
Okay, I will catch up.
I don't want you to.
I'll DVR
I
it
don't want you to do that.
for you, and then I will come back. Let's leave, baby. We'll DVR it, watch it,
You know what?
research,
we're
and come back.
Pause right now. We're gonna listen to 2 episodes, and then we'll start recording again. And we're back.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having listened to those 2 episodes.
But now let me ask you guys: are your parents still alive?
They are.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Are they still together? I know yours aren't.
No, yeah.
Mine
But
are.
yours.
Yes.
They are still together.
Yes.
Where do they
Yeah.
live?
Sacramento, California.
Oh, beautiful.
State capital.
My God.
Yeah.
It's a shithole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sacramento.
Yeah, it's real.
But
It's a real.
beautiful.
It's a real go between.
No,
It's a real
great place.
It's a real stopover between Tahoe and San Francisco.
Bobby, listen, you always talked about your dad because you really love your dad. And you've had some great, you always tell stories. Like you told a story about when we did this movie, Kicking It Old School. In the movie, he calls from the theater, which is one of my favorite stories, where he calls you. What did he say when he saw the movie?
So Michael and I did a movie called Kicking It Old School, and
Like we're doing right now.
yeah, and it's probably one of the. Is it? You think it's a good movie? I've never seen it. To be honest,
I watched it in high school.
yeah.
I liked it.
Great. I
Okay.
think people like it.
Let me ask you if you liked it. Did you like it?
Filming it was just great.
No, but do you like the movie?
You know,
I
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to be honest. I don't want to lie.
Yeah, don't lie
I
then.
love the movie. I watched it and I go, it could have been a lot better.
Okay, ask
Could
me
have
if
been
I
a lot
liked
better
it.
because I thought the script was funny.
Hey, Bobby,
did you like the
did
movie?
you like the movie?
It should have won an Oscar. Didn't get nominated. I think it's one of the best movies ever made.
So tell me,
it goes
Kicking It Old
School, Mean Streets,
Casablanca.
right? Casablanca, and also a Kurosawa film like
Yeah.
Seven Samurai.
What do you think are the best aspects of the movie?
Rosie, because he plays a villain,
Yeah.
and that was the first time him and I ever met.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who he was.
No, we bonded.
Fucking hard, bro.
Hard bond.
Yeah.
I walked into my trailer and he was already in there,
Naked.
and I saw he has the nicest fucking penis I've ever seen, and I don't desire it. There's no saliva that develops
can
in
we
my mouth.
talk about when your dad saw the movie?
Oh,
That's the whole point of this asking this question, not about my unblemished penis.
I know, but you know what's great about the podcast is I just do it my own way.
Yeah.
know
and
you
I try
do.
to branch off into here.
I like it.
I like it.
But you brought me back.
You're
all right?
tangential.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was opening night. My parents live in Phoenix.
That's a hallmark sign of mental illness, tangential speaking.
Is it?
Yep. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Well, welcome to the asylum, because we are nothing but tangents here.
Yeah, that's me.
We are in a padded room of tangents.
You were at the premiere and your parents call you.
Right. And they're in a theater in Phoenix. And it's 8 o'clock. I guess the movie starts at 8 or whatever. And my dad called me and I go, "What's up?" And he goes, "There's nobody here." I go, "What do you mean?" "This is the first time I play. Nobody here." I go, "Okay, well, you're going to watch it, right?" He goes, "I don't know. I don't think so." So he just got up and my mom and they just left.
How does that make you feel?
So he bought a ticket
Yeah.
to the local AMC.
Yeah.
And because there wasn't anybody else there.
They just knew it was going to be bad.
Oh,
Yeah. I have a photo on my Instagram of me. I was in the I was Huckleberry Finn in a play as a kid.
yeah. Go on. So you're wearing overalls, carrying a bucket of paint. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
Were you really?
Yeah. There's a photo on Instagram. I have a proof.
That's kind of racist.
And it's pretty racist.
Yeah.
But I have a photo on there. My dad watching the Huckleberry Finn, right?
Uh-huh.
And the photo is of him just in a full blown deep sleep in the play. Like literally, there's white families. Like you could see a crowd of people watching the play. My dad's fully asleep. But anyway, I played Huckleberry Finn, and the casting was a little off, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
But they knew where the talent lied.
My dad and
You know
your
what I
dad
mean?
would have had a great nap together.
oh yeah, they would have.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Was your dad sober watching that?
No, he's probably drunk. He's a blackout. He gets in a blackout drunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he ever get sober throughout his life?
No.
No.
I think the most humiliating play I did was The Sound of Music, and I played Kurt, one of the kids.
Yeah.
Why laugh on it?
Yeah. No.
Why you laugh like that?
It's as if Huckleberry Finn like just walked into another play. It's the same role. It's the Huckleberry Finn role.
Yeah.
You're
That's
doubting.
why.
You're doubting Bobby's ability.
Yeah, that's
so.
exactly.
No, excuse me. They were casting you in these because clearly they
That's some sort of diversity quota.
to be diversity blind at that time and to cast in like you were bringing it clearly.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But what happened was, I don't know if you've seen The Sound of Music, but there is a scene where Fraulein Maria brings down the...
hills are alive.
Very good. But there's a scene where Fraulein Maria is meeting the kids for the first time. So she goes, come down, dear kids, or when the kids come down these things, right? The stairs.
Yeah.
But I remember the opening night when we walked out, there was a 5-minute applause break because as soon as I walked out of the door with all these white kids, the whole place erupted in laughter, right? So then after the show, I said to the director, I was a kid, and I go, can we change the line so that it justifies why I'm in the family? And they go, what do you mean? I go, I'll just go, I'm adopted. Just squeeze it. I'm Kurt. I'm 13. I'm adopted. You just squeeze it in there.
I'm adopted.
Or I played on the sun a lot. That's when my eyes are.
You were punching up The Sound of Music. You came to do a punch up on the script.
Why wouldn't they? Right? They
Why
do it on
wouldn't you?
modern shows, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You have a show, right?
That's
This
right.
Is Us.
That's right.
You punch it up, right, dog?
That's right.
That's right, fucker.
If something needs justification, we justify it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what they do.
Yeah.
I think what they do.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not going to say it.
I want you to-
It's
I'm
not
not- that's
important.
rude. That was really
Obviously,
rude.
they're like, oh, we need to get a person of ethnicity here. We have to have, we have to. That's what people do.
All back in the day when I was in The Sound of Music.
Yeah, but was there any other?
In the 80s?
Can I just say that? Like, yeah, in the 80s, right? they wouldn't have that mentality.
They
back
didn't
then.
care. They didn't care.
Right.
I'm
I
wrong.
beat everyone out, I think.
Yeah, you're good. You're
Or
talented.
I was the only one who read it for. I don't know. Right. But I like to believe that my skill got me.
You were
that.
talented as shit.
Yeah, I want to cut you off.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
I
go
do
ahead.
want. Here's why I want to cut you off because first of all, because it's very easy because Bobby's a comedian. He's very funny, Chris, to just talk to
You didn't
Bobby.
tell
Lee.
me that. I know that.
But when I'm here, Khalyla, who I love dearly, and
the
by the
best.
way, if it's not for Khalyla, you don't get up in the morning, you don't come to this podcast, you don't do anything. I think she's
Khalyla,
a big influence in your life.
When did you meet Bobby?
Well, this is 6 years ago now, and this is when Tinder first came on. Exploded into the market. We didn't really know what Tinder was. I had heard about it from my ex-boyfriend, who I was still friends with at that time. He was like, look, I'm going on countless dates, and you should really try this app. I'm like, yeah, sure. Bobby was the first and only Tinder date that I went on. And I lived in Long Beach at the time, which is an hour away from
Did you know
him.
who I was?
Me?
Yeah.
Were you aware
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
his notoriety? His
I
infamy?
hadn't heard about you in a couple of years because I watched Mad TV.
Sure.
So there was a little lull there, but I did see you
Yeah,
follow
I had
Chris.
a lot of lulls.
Were you physically attracted to him when you first saw him?
That's rude. The tone.
I was attracted to him when we first
No.
spoke on the phone. I'm
So
a
his
voice
tone-
person.
By the way,
Okay.
you have a great voice. Bobby, that's the truth. Your laughter will get you laid. I would have sex with you if I wasn't
It's not
interested
about
in
getting laid.
women.
Yeah,
She
man,
fell
what-
in love
I'm
with
saying-
my
Your
laughter.
mind, bro.
I'm saying that your voice, by the way, is sexy.
Are you pointing out a beauty discrepancy? Is
No,
that what
I'm-
you're saying?
Oh God.
Wait, I'm used to. I have dated cute boys, but historically, I like pudgy, doughy boys. That's
That's what I was
just what
trying
I'm
to say.
into.
That's what.
Typically taller because my mom always said, look, I don't care who you date, just don't fuck up your tall jeans. Because I'm
Your
tall
mom
for a
said that to
Filipina.
you?
Yeah.
Don't fuck up your tall jeans?
Yeah, because my dad is 6'4" and my mom is
see.
a Filipina, but she's tall for a Filipina. She's like, look, we worked really hard
And height is a thing.
to create this height thing.
Bobby
And
doesn't call you a Filipino though. He calls you something else.
Yeah, my beautiful princess.
He calls me,
Jungle Asian. What do I say?
I thought it was a Pacific Islander.
Oh yeah, Pacific Islander. That's what I meant to say.
And you don't like that, right?
Is that the same category?
nah, not really. I'm Asian.
You're Asian.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm Asian.
But if you saw her in a mall, be honest. Would you go? There's an Asian person or something else?
It
Be real.
Might
I'd say
not be
Asian.
my first.
What would be your first?
I'd say
my
Asian.
first racial profiling.
yeah.
I'd say Asian or Hispanic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
All right. So you're the showrunner for This Is Us.
No.
I'm an actor on it.
You're the actor on it.
Correct.
Showrunner. The guy's nominated for an Emmy. Do showrunners get nominated for
Don't
Emmys?
get angry. I've never.
Do you
I'm
see
sure
me?
the show's
I'm
great.
here. I'm here
don't
just
be-
to bring his
Sorry,
anger
my-
down.
My bad. Listen,
I'm fine,
I'm not angry.
please don't be angry. I know it's a hot show
Bobby.
and it's successful. I just never watched
Bobby,
it.
there's plenty of shit to watch,
I understand that.
and
but-
I understand. I forgive you.
But you're so good on the show.
You run that show.
I mean, you should have won last night. That's all I'm saying.
Dinklage beat him.
No, but you brought up something about I had a point to make, but I forgot what it was now.
That was a point about how she gets you up in the morning, how she does everything, and without her, believe me, you would not respond to my text. I know you love me.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I wasn't invited to your wedding.
We never got married.
Well, I read it in Wikipedia,
Never
and
been
that's why I
married.
was kind of pissed. I was like,
That's what it says on it.
why does it say you're married?
Yeah.
So you met 6 years ago, Tinder, and you went on a date, and you were like, done.
No, I had to really reflect on how I felt about him because I'd never met a more chaotic human in my life. He showed up with a car full of empty Red Bull cans.
Right.
And I thought, maybe I like this. Maybe he's coming with everything he's got and he's not trying to hide anything.
Sure.
And this really is who he is. And maybe it's all uphill from here or downhill from here.
What was it?
It's been 6 years.
Ups and downs, I bet. Uphill and down at times.
It's been, I've been living in a world that I'm so unfamiliar with because he really is. I always say Bobby, I think there are 12 human prototypes always.
12.
12.
Yeah.
Name two
I
of
think
them.
we all fall under
We
one
don't
of the
names
12.
for them, bitch, man. It's just like 12 people. There's 12 models, I believe.
They're
12
based on the
models.
disciples.
Right.
So,
12
right. yeah.
But he's like a discontinued model from the 50s. Like
Yeah.
that's how I see Bobby. There's
A
just no
broken
one
Korean
like him.
bomb model.
So I had to process the way I felt. Like, am I attracted to this because it's a novelty?
So sorry.
Am I attracted to him because of who he is as a person?
And what was the answer?
And the answer was I was mostly sexually attracted to him because I'd never tapped into that market before.
Right.
Sure.
She's never fucked a scallop.
Listen, I've met you. I've met you both. I've met you. I've met you both
I
today
have
for the
an
first
ugly
time.
dick.
And
Have you ever heard that?
I've heard. Well,
Okay,
I've heard
thank
you
you.
say that
It's
because
so
I've
bad.
listened to your interviews and I've seen you. This is the first time we're meeting, but I would say that my impression of Bobby is that you are getting Bobby every time you meet him.
That's
like there's
true.
no like.
I'm a nightmare, dude.
Listen,
I'm a human
listen.
nightmare.
We are all human nightmares.
I don't know. Ask her.
No. We are all human nightmares. Some of us just get better at pretending like we're not or hiding the fact that we are. And we present that shit to people. And then 3 years into a relationship, we reveal that we're a fucking nightmare. So walking in the door, just as you that day, as you are, seems like an asset, as chaotic as it may seem.
I feel like I'm a mess too, by the way. An absolute mess, and you know I am. I feel like
Let me ask you.
I feel
guys,
the same
can I
way
ask
as you.
you two fuckers a question?
Yes, but first I want to say something. You just said I am a mess.
I'm
Right?
going to ask you two fuckers a question then.
Okay, great.
All right.
So, when she came into my house, and do you have this in your house? I'm going to ask you this: a gigantic green bucket on the patio, full of urine.
Do you have that, Michael?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Neither do I.
But,
Now-
but hang on,
Hold
stop.
on. Follow-up question.
Hang
Yeah,
on,
go
real
ahead.
quick. Let me. There's a little. I go up there every night with my dogs up in the backyard.
Yeah.
And right, the fifth step to the left, I turn while they're pissing, and I take a piss in a plant.
Oh, that's nothing.
Okay. Well, but
Let me ask you
Yeah,
this
that's
question.
enough.
Follow-up
It's
question.
nothing.
Go ahead.
Why
Do you have the
do
bucket?
you have a giant green bucket of urine on your back patio?
And the simple answer, my friend.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Oh, one
I
guess.
feel like you're having a cigarette and you're too lazy and it's mid-cigarette and you have to piss and you're just doing it right there.
And that's why you deserve a diploma.
I think you're both wrong, and I think you're lying.
What do you think the truth is?
I think that he has a fascination with collecting things, including his own excrement.
we're not saving poops.
Oh, he's pooing in cars.
Okay.
Why are you pooing?
Babe. No,
You poo in cars.
I understand that, but I have medical.
How do you poo in a car, though?
Shut up, Mike. You know how you poo in a car.
If I piss in a,
Mike,
piss in a car,
you own a
shit.
van,
I
Mike.
could piss in a Snapple bottle. Okay, I could
How
piss
do
in
you
a-
get it?
How do you
It's
get
a
it in
wide
there?
mouth,
It's a
and I can
wide
put my
mouth.
cap in on top of it.
Yeah.
and I could pee if I have to, if I don't want to disappoint everyone who doesn't want to stop and get to wherever we're going. But taking a poop, I mean, what do you poop in?
Okay, it's not like
A thermos?
no,
A paper
the last
plate.
time I pooped it was on a paper plate. in the back of my seat.
Do
That
you
Prius.
do you have a fascination with doing?
Hang on, Chris. You can't go past the paper
No, I'm
plate.
getting into it. Do you have a fascination of in this moment? You're like, you know what? In this moment, I'm going to do something that no one has ever done before, and that is why you make the choice.
No.
Some deep-seated dark comedy
What
of
is
it.
What thought goes through your mind?
Oh my God. I have to take a shit right now. I'm in traffic. There's nowhere to go. And then you shit.
But you wouldn't shit with someone else in the car.
Well, if I've shit with her in the car.
And she's saying, "Don't do it. Don't fucking do it."
I shit on the house.
You're dead on about the fascination about trying to just one up himself.
Yeah.
You want to be different. You want to just blow up by being someone.
There are
absolutely...
bathrooms around. There are bathrooms at his disposal.
No. In that particular incident, sweetie, I swear to God, there
what
was
about
no
when you-
bathroom to go to.
What
I had
about
to
when you shit in that poor family's gardenias?
That's what I'm saying. Is that
Well, that's fertilizer. That's
that
different.
was at night. Also, that thank you, and also at
I would have
night.
done that. I would have done that.
Very good.
Okay, I would have
Very
shit in a
good.
garden. If I had to take a shit, I shit in my mom's backyard. I took a human load in my mom's backyard because she wasn't there and I had no way of getting in the house and I had to take a shit.
Listen, accidents happen.
But he didn't even squat properly. He did a 90-degree bend and he shot it out into a wall that just happened to splatter onto the gardenias.
So how do you go from dating cute boys, as you called them, to
Watch it.
to hold on? You are an artist,
Thank
and
you.
your life.
Thank you so
your
much.
life appears to be
Artsy, like Basquiat.
You really think he's an artist?
no, hold on. I'm serious. You live your life in a way that is performative and that is in the moment, aggressive and challenging and different and all of these things. There's no one else that anyone could date in this world like Bobby Lee.
Right, but I think that ultimately the reason that even though he is as chaotic as he is, it felt familiar to me because my family in the Philippines are all nutcases.
Okay.
Possibly worse than him.
Yeah.
I'm
So it's
talking
like
about
coming home.
like criminal.
Okay.
They're I mean he's met them and they're
Her uncle chopped her other uncle in half with a machete.
Is he
All
in
right.
prison?
So
Broad
pooping in a
daylight.
car is
He's
not
out
that
now.
big a deal.
What?
He chopped him in half with a machete.
Not
Yeah.
didn't chop him, he just severed his spinal cord in broad daylight. They didn't
He killed
chop
him
him in
though, right?
half, killed him,
Yeah,
yeah.
he died.
But then Bobby's met him, and instead of, just Bobby is afraid of this man, so he tries to, play around with him. But
No,
the
no,
first thing
no.
you ever said to him was, "You're my hero, dude."
No, you didn't.
Hey, you meet that guy, you get on his good side immediately.
If it was in L.A., no. I'm in the Philippines. He got out of prison.
How many years did he get? 50?
15 years.
You meet a murderer.
15,
Yeah.
You're right.
He has a
And
rosary around his
I'm
neck.
in his homeland. I'm gonna go. Hey, dude, don't kill me. I'll suck your dick.
So you're in the homeland. So historically, how do the Filipino cultures and the Korean cultures get along, or do they at all?
Oh, tell him about
Filipinos don't
Yeah.
like Koreans. Is that true?
it.
I think that
Or the opposite?
there's certain
told
types
me.
of Koreans, and I think that you could probably attest to this. The Koreans that are making their way to the Philippines aren't respecting the Filipinos in general. They see it as sort of a cheap place to vacation and learn English.
Okay.
But we're a third world country, so it feels exploitative, and they don't treat Filipinos with respect, in my opinion. But just those types of Koreans. Korean Americans are completely different and
So did you run into tension visiting there, or what was the?
No. Because I'm a survivor, so I went to her uncle and I said, "Hi, whatever you need, I'll do. You want a Diet Coke? I'll get it for you, whatever.
Yeah.
Because he has that in his blood, and I don't want to die."
In Love is presented by
The Smile Direct Club.
who makes it easier than ever to straighten your smile without brackets, wires, and monthly office visits.
For $100 off your aligners, just go to smiledirectclub.com/podcast and use the offer code.
In Love.
It's not just for Michael and I who appear on camera a lot and put our faces out there, but your smile can lead you into a room. And sometimes if you're not happy with it, it can lead to maybe a low self-esteem.
Yeah, I see people all the time. Sometimes you see them laughing, they cover their lips or their
Right.
mouth because they're embarrassed. And I did that. I used to have I had fangs. And it's so easy to use this product. I mean, you should see the box they send you, right? How cool is that?
The packaging, everything is really sleek. It's really easy to use. It's all very kind of well organized and explained to you, and you just pop these aligners in and you change them out every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And over the course of however many months,
you talk to real dentists. I mean, these are real people who could. It's not like you're talking to jokers here.
That's right. And so I had a couple of things that I wanted changed with my smile, so I'm getting those things fixed. It's painless. It's easy.
Get them whitened. They have this thing you just hook up to your iPhone. You know, I love that, dude. It has that blue thing you put in your like a mouthpiece. It just hooks up to your iPhone. 5 minutes. You put this little gel on your teeth. It's so easy. You guys got to try it.
You can find out what more than 600,000 people are smiling about. Join the club and get back to cracking jokes and smiling big.
SmileDirectClub.com/podcast. Offer code INLOVE. Don't wait any longer to get the smile you deserve. Use this exclusive offer to get $100 off at SmileDirectClub.com/podcast with the code
INLOVE.
Mm-hmm. Let's get back to the relationship.
Yeah.
What you see, so you're attracted to him. He does all these things. No one has ever done it. There's part of you that's like, Bobby just doesn't give a shit. Probably you have been pushed to the brink of like, I am getting the fuck out of this, where I'm sure you both have been on the fence of like, is this going to go any further? Are we going to be together forever? I'm sure you've gotten to a point where you're like, fuck, what is keeping you together? Khalyla, please.
I think we're going through that now.
Yeah.
We've been together 6 years, and I don't care that he lives, like you said, as an artist. I like all those things about him. He missed some part of the developmental stage. I don't know if he has the capacity to really like empathize with a partner. Here, I'll say it. And I hope you don't mind, since we'll get serious for a second. Yeah. Bobby, because he's such a performer, I think it does require a certain level of narcissism. I feel like he stopped trying to get to know me. He's getting to know himself a lot, and he's very big in a lot of ways. And I keep getting to know him, but I feel like he just stopped watching me grow or caring about me in that way. And I think that comes with the territory, and I knew that this would happen because he is who he is. And he has to be this peacock.
My wife and I went through the same thing at about the same time in our relationship.
Really?
6-7 years. Whatever they want, the cliche of the 7-year itch or all of those things, or the idea, on a cellular level, your body is completely different every 7 years. Mm-hmm. By then, every cell in your body has regenerated and you're a different person. And there was definitely there's narcissism. And in order to be a performer or an artist, there is a lot of navel gazing. There's a lot of inward viewing.
Yeah.
And there was definitely a point in our relationship where we had to decide, or I had to decide, do I want to live my entire life like this, or change and make my wife feel truly loved and truly seen and supported and all of those things. So it's a tricky point to be at,
because
sure.
I feel pride in the role that I play in his life. I really do. And I don't.
What is that role? What do you think that role is?
I've added a lot of structure and motivation in his life. And I want to be this super supportive person in his life, and I want to see him excel. Mm-hmm. But that's not all I want to be. I don't want it to get to the point of just strictly being a caretaker.
But hang on, I will say this. I am 47 and I'm single, and I have maturity issues and developmental stages that I didn't. Yeah, we know this. And when certain things happen as a kid, like Bobby was a drug addict at a young age. His father really wasn't there. His father wasn't like, I love you, I'm proud of you. He never heard it. I never heard it. So what happens is you miss the most important part of your life, where normal people or people who have had that are able to love, or are able to take in love, or are able to do all these things. So it's very difficult I know me, because I'm trying to change all my ways. I'm really working on myself, as you are. But there comes a point where it's like, you need certain things. And Bobby has, for 6 years, committed to you. So to that alone, I think is a huge, I'm not defending Bobby, I'm not defending you, I'm just kind of being sort of objective and coming from a place where it's like 6 years, you do everything with him. You put up with his shit. He kind of has this act where he's himself, but he also heightens it sometimes. Sometimes he's a comedian. I think you guys will do what it takes to make it work. And
the interesting part is that Michael and I, being performers, have taken what you said and put it on ourselves.
yeah, that's narcissism.
And it left Bobby out of this.
Well, no, I want to hear what Bobby.
No, I'm listening.
I want to hear what Bobby says about all this because Chris has spoken. Khalyla.
But to his credit, he has given me. When I first met Bobby, I was set to work in a hospital probably for the rest of my life, right, as a nurse.
Oh wow.
And when I met Bobby, I felt like a child again. He tore down everything that my mom had ever told me about life and about responsibilities. And he says, fuck it all. Just here you go. Be whatever that you want to be. And no one's ever given me that in my life. So yeah, to his credit,
That's a huge gift.
given me more than anybody else has in my life besides my mom and my sister.
So Bobby,
What?
talk to us about what you
About what?
what you listened to. The three of us just spoke. How do you feel about what Khalyla said? You said you're hitting a rut.
I don't see that there's a rut. I think just in general in this last year, it's just been a really up and down year. I mean, in the beginning of the year, I was on a TV show. It gets canceled, and then
So that was an up.
that's an up, and then it got canceled. Was a down? I thought, and then then I'd get this little thing reoccurring on this thing, and then my dad died. So it's like it's been a really kind of confusing and an emotional, because I didn't fucking cry, bro, at the funeral. Well, you didn't have a funeral, but in the hospice when my dad died, I didn't cry at all. It was weird. My mom and brother acted like they were at a black funeral. I mean, they're rolling on the ground, screaming in circles, you know what I mean? Making a scene. And because I'm the oldest, and he's just right there, he's gone. And I'm literally just dead inside. Nothing came out.
I don't think that's weird. I don't think you should put a weird judgment on that.
Why? Because I love him. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like I wasn't able to vent or remorse or anything. It was just it's still in there.
Dude,
it's gonna come out in a weird. I know.
It will. Let me. This just happened, or I wouldn't say it. This just happened. May I drop dead now if I'm lying? I just got off the phone with my therapist before you came. I had my therapist session. All right, and I talked to her, and I said I was just at my grandparents in Florida. I just got back. I went to the memory facility where my grandfather is, and he's there, and he doesn't know anything. And all these other people, they don't know where they are. They have Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's at the severe stages. And I told my therapist, I said, I felt so bad. And she goes, why? I go, I didn't cry. I didn't get upset. I didn't get emotional. I just right away started helping other old people and helping my grandfather and playing with him and being funny and this. And I'm like, but this is so sad. And why am I not crying? I should be crying.
Yeah.
And then she says, maybe you couldn't cry because your father was there. Like my father was there, and I have the whole thing with him. He would never cry in front of me. I would never. Maybe it's that. So I go, well, what about? So I thought of something. I came up with this. I go, I want to cry. I want to feel human. I want to feel something. And I go, what if I just watch a movie that I know makes me cry? She goes, yeah, I think that would be healthy. Don't watch it every day. But so I said, you know what? I don't even need that. I'll pick a scene from Rocky 2. I know the scene.
You're getting real.
I know it sounds funny, but there's a scene that makes me fucking cry. And I'm going to watch it. And I'm going to get emotions out. I'm going to get these emotions out so they don't bottle up, which causes stress and headaches and anxiety. And I think what I'm going to start doing is try to cry. Just let it out alone. You can cry with me or cry to another movie. Oh, and I think getting some of that out is going to really help you and help me.
Yeah. I'm going to try.
Listen, one of the...
It's a good idea.
It is a good idea. I don't know if the movie is going to help me, but I'm going to try to figure out what
He's going to put some dark twist to it, and it's not going to be good because he's going to watch the video of the Korean ferry where 400 kids died.
No, don't watch that. Don't watch that.
That's what he would go to, Michael. You know that.
Is there a movie about Korea like Schindler's List?
No.
He's into tragedy porn.
Listen,
tragedy porn.
I'm in the
The interesting part about the story that you've told, and the way that you had talked about taking care of him and supporting him and pushing him and all of these things, is that in relationship, whether it's romantic or not, we have to make space for each other. Like there was a lot of my relationship with my wife where I took up
all the air in the room. I had to be the funniest. I had to be the loudest. I had to be the most looked at. All of these things, and I didn't leave any space. I sucked all the oxygen out of the room. And it sounds. I don't know your mother, your brother. It sounds like your reaction to that situation was exactly what was left
Yeah.
for you.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Wow.
Like there was plenty of mourning going on in that fashion, and the oxygen got sucked out. And there's and to be around people that we love, we have to make that space, like you did for Khalyla, where you're like, forget what you've learned. Life is for living. Life is for having what you want to be, how you want to do it. Fuck what you've learned. Do you believe it? Do you actually believe it? Because if you do, great. But if not, let's go back and challenge everything you've learned. And so it doesn't surprise me that you couldn't cry. There was nobody making space for you to
God,
cry.
this guy right here is fucking better than you are, man.
You know how
This guy's a
Not a
shit right here.
contest, but that was Brody. Not a contest.
Very fucking good.
Yeah, thanks.
It kind of is.
That's why he's my
It kinda
partner
is a
here.
contest.
Yeah, well, he's smarter than me, and that's why he's here.
FYI, go ahead.
All right, go
Listen,
ahead.
Yeah.
lots of therapy.
that makes a lot of
Cut the fucking dead weight.
Hey, can you let Khalyla speak?
Yeah,
Thanks.
sorry.
you know, that makes so much sense to me, because if I'm in a full crying session, the only thing that will get me to stop crying is if the other person in front of me starts to cry. Then I'm like, oh, I'm done. I have no more space
Right.
to show this type of emotion
Right.
because it's their turn. That makes so much sense.
Right, and-
Maybe you just wanted to be strong there. Maybe in it subconsciously you were it was your strength. It was like, I can't cry now. I have to be the leader. I have to be the guy that keeps shit together.
What happened? Yeah, that's right. I mean, you're dead on from what you said, and I agree with Khalyla. Back to the relationship, though. Here's the things that I do know. That number one, there is a sense and a feeling that I'll know Khalyla, or I have known her all of my life. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
even when I didn't know her, I knew her.
You don't
know?
remember
So
a time without her.
Right. So there's that feeling of knowing that somebody was just, I feel like she was just a part of my destiny, right? A part of the whole Bobby Lee thing. So, without her, it would really be difficult for me. I'd have to start over in so many different ways. And I just can't see life without her. So, it's just been a really fucked up year. And, but it's also been a great fucking year too, career-wise and stuff. So it's like, that's life,
Yeah.
right? I signed up for life.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you crying?
I noticed she was crying. And
Why are you
and
crying?
I want, yeah.
Why are you crying?
Because I like what you said.
Oh,
That's all.
okay. Okay, baby. Yeah. So it's a weird time in my life. I'm literally really distant. I'm detached from everything that's going on. My mom's
Yeah.
in town. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what's going on.
It's really hard in these times in our life when the worst things are happening and the best things are also happening.
I know.
Because you think that if you enjoy the good things, you're not giving weight to the heaviness. And if you sink too far into the heaviness, there's no fucking happiness to be had at all. And the weird part is in my experience, it's happening a lot lately. And maybe it's just the age that I've gotten to where friends and family are all reaching that same kind of age when shit starts to happen. Divorce, death, but also huge successes and all of these things. To watch people try to hold both of those things and let them both be true is really fucking challenging.
That was good. It wasn't as good as the other one, but that was fucking good.
Yeah, but still,
It's not a competition.
I know, I'm kidding.
still
It's a
better
joke.
than everything you've said. All day.
Listen.
Okay.
Hey, listen. We just jumped past. Khalyla is crying. And
Not a lot.
Well, no.
Just tearing up.
No,
God.
you've been wiping your eyes for 4 minutes. What I'm saying is, Bobby, I have a thought. What if you don't change? You're yourself. But maybe these moments right here where you open up to us and it's just like this sincere moment, maybe that's all she needs. That's the intimacy she needs. It's looking at her and saying, I don't know what I would do without you.
Yeah, but she knows that, I think.
I do know that. And I think that what holds us together is exactly what he said. We've never had to explain our love, and I've never been able to do it correctly. When I met Bobby, it felt like kismet. It just felt like we knew each other 3 lifetimes ago.
Right.
we didn't have to say much to get to know each other. I didn't have to give him the whole rundown of every big
Sure.
event
Yeah.
in my life. He was
Yeah.
just like, I know you, and I felt like I knew him.
Yeah.
And the reason I think that I'm emotional is because I feel guilt even talking about wanting more, because 2 days ago when I did bring this and said, hey, we need to work on things,
Sure.
I felt guilty because what he said was, I truly felt like we were infallible, that this feels so forever
Sure.
that I didn't think to
Keep working.
that it was broken or
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I just assumed it was
Yeah,
going to be
yeah,
forever.
No, there are obvious issues. I know there are.
Yeah. But there always are. That's the thing, is that we think that we've got these challenges and they're ours and nobody else has them. And it wouldn't be a relationship if there weren't these challenges.
Yeah. But how do you mitigate the whole when you're desensitized to like your partner's touch? Like we've been together so long. Initially, it was so full of passion, and now it's just like, it feels like such a safe harbor that his ship is no longer firing on all cylinders. I'm a safe harbor. His penis just likes to sleep on that safe harbor. It doesn't like to. It's just parked there. It's not. It's, I used to be the raging sea where his ship used to fire on all cylinders. I'm
So
no
you're not,
longer the
you're
raging
losing
sea.
erections.
No, he's not losing erections.
Listen,
He's
listen. Okay. Now we're getting into territories where I get a little weird.
Yeah, we don't have to. We don't have. We don't
no,
have.
I no, because the thing is that there are issues. So let me get this straight, you fuckers. I'm looking in the mirror right now.
Yeah.
I know, all right, that there are things that I need to work on and things that I need to do in this relationship and things I'm not looking at. But also at the same time, I don't know what to do because I've never been here before.
Sure.
And I've had
That's valid.
some just crazy things that happened in the last 2 or 3 months that like I'm just kind of like here smiling through this event.
No, my question was more like, how do you, when you're with someone for so long, do you just resign to the idea that you're not going to feel as sexually charged for your partner?
I mean, to me, that's an obvious answer. It's like, and my grandparents were married 72 years. 72 years. Do you think after year 3, 5, okay, call it 10, you think they wanted to do it all the time? And he was like, God, look how hot, Blanche is. It's just life. It just changes. And it probably goes in phases.
We had a guest on our podcast who's been with his wife for 17 years, and he says, if you're not fucking every day, you guys have a problem.
Stupid.
And I was like,
that's
what?
stupid.
That's
not real.
God bless
that's an anomaly.
that relationship. But there are the things that we have learned, my wife and I, about physical intimacy is that if that goes away, there are other ways that we can deepen our connection that reignite those things, whether it's on an emotional level or a spiritual level or whatever it has to be. If something needs to change, then something has to change. And we've changed things. We've started couples therapy. We started doing other things. We started doing yoga together. I'll do fucking anything I don't think it works. I think what works is change. Does that make sense? Like,
Yes.
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah.
What if you know what
I love
kind of
that.
turns me on?
What?
Do you know what? Hang on.
What did you say?
Oh, God.
I don't even know what you said. What turns you on?
Just let me talk.
He turns you on?
Anytime I say anything, Bob, you've always looked at me like, what?
What did he say?
I say, you know what turns me on if I'm in a relationship and it's been like, look,
Oh, okay.
for a while. Honestly, what he was saying, instead of just going, oh, let's have sex. Oh, let's just do this. Have you ever thought of just, I'm just saying this works for me. It's amazing how sometimes if you just sit down with someone and start talking about something like real and just like talking intimately and playing some music and just talking with no, like, we're not having sex tonight. We're not doing it. And see, I bet it's weird how a connection can suddenly just happen. I'm telling you, if you just stop, it's routine.
Yeah,
Stop,
I get
stop
what
being
you're
routine. I don't know
saying.
what I'm saying.
No, you do. You
I?
always do.
Do I?
Yeah, but I'm just gonna tell you this right now.
Go ahead.
I'm aware of my issues. I really am. I think about it all the fucking time.
They're mine too. They're not just on him.
Right.
They're definitely mine too in that regard.
I'm also gonna allow myself to feel what I'm feeling and be where I'm at,
Yeah,
and try to figure. There's a lot of issues that have come up in the last month.
I bet.
Dude, I can't imagine, like,
I bet.
think about it, dude. You have to give yourself a fucking break.
Yeah.
No, I don't even
lost
know what
your
that. I
dad?
don't even fucking know what that means. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Your show ended. I don't know why you like. Can't you say yes? This has happened. Let that be a reality.
I'm gonna pass gas.
Do it
All right.
into the mic.
in the mic?
Yeah, I don't talk in that.
Oh,
Next
gee.
guest will be
Not
tomorrow.
facing Chris.
Bobby, Lee, and Khalyla are here. That sounds like
Deep.
Parks Korean barbecue. Have you
Thank
been there
you.
last night?
Exactly.
You were there
Dead
last
on.
night.
Yes.
You brought me there.
Yeah, Parks is great.
By the way, why
I am
haven't
so sorry, everybody in the room.
by the way,
Was that disgusting?
Bobby,
Was it
The
gross?
interesting,
Was it disgusting?
yeah.
can you do it again?
Okay.
But the interesting part about what you're saying is the answer. So in a as far as what I've figured out about being in a loving relationship, someone expresses a need, the other person decides if they are willing to meet that need or not. You know what? I've said to my wife, listen, you know what I need right now is like 2 really good compliments because I'm fucking diving and I just need to be pumped up a bit. And she can just snap right. You know what? I think you're fucking, and she can slide right into what I need. And it's not about manipulating. It's like presenting a need
Yeah.
to your partner and your partner being like, I can do that. I can do that for you. Whatever you need. And that seems to be what love means for us anyways.
But there's a willingness there, it
Yeah.
seems.
Yeah.
Khalyla,
Sounds
Bobby,
like it.
what are you guys grateful for?
I really like you.
I like you too, Bobby. I've always
Something
liked you.
about you.
Why don't
I
you
was
have us on the
really
show.
I was
I will.
really excited that you guys were coming in. I was excited to
you.
talk
Me-
to you.
Me as well.
No, you weren't. You weren't excited. But
You know
now
what
I think-
I just realized now. I think we have a podcast, and I think
Yeah.
sometimes
Tigerbelly.
we give too much of ourselves and our relationship and our really, really like just super intimate moments away that they're no longer ours because we try to be funny or because it's explicit and
It's a complicated thing, man. It's like I've never been in a situation where I went into business with my partner, which is what we did with Tigerbelly. She's 50% of it, even more because it was her idea to do it in the first place. We just bought a house.
Finally.
So there's just a lot of the grown-up things that we're doing. My
Yeah.
dad died. Life is happening.
Yeah.
And also it's questioned my outlook on just life in general. I used to be a spiritual person, and I used to believe in some sort of higher power or God. And when he passed, I thought to myself, I don't think I do.
Why? What changed? What changed?
There's just a meaninglessness. Am I saying that right? Meaninglessness.
Yeah.
Meaninglessness to life.
Because he passed
Yeah,
away?
when he passed, and then it was just like, what the fuck is the point of all? Why do stand up? Why, it's just a lot of things came up, and
Sure.
I don't even know what the fuck is going on. That's why.
Sure.
I mean, I'm here because I love you, Mike, so much. You know that.
I do know that.
Okay, well,
No, I'm not.
don't leave a gap.
Well, listen, my
I
therapist
said it
told,
just-
my therapist told me to take it in.
Yeah,
I
but
was
don't leave
taking
a
it
gap
in.
with me.
No, I love you too.
Oh, I love. Okay, that's what I was saying. I love you.
I love you.
You're a good dude, and you're new.
Yeah.
You're new to me,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's
Our
gonna be nice.
Our
getting-
voyage together.
It's gonna be nice
Yeah.
getting to know each
Bobby,
other.
can I say one thing?
Yeah.
You just said something about like you don't know if there's a God because your life when your father died, it feels meaningless now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your whole life? I know the answer to this, I think, because I feel like in a lot of ways we've talked about this. But do you think now, because your father he has the respect for you and he loved you, he cried to you, he finally told you that he was proud of you in so many ways.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing. And do you think a lot of this you were doing for your father in a way to make him proud and always happy? Like,
First of all, you're not gonna make me cry.
I'm not trying to.
You will not. You will not.
Is that what you felt like I was trying to make you cry?
Well, no.
I was being
initially,
honest with you.
No, I was going in when you were talking. I'm like, I feel like I'm getting emotional about this. Maybe.
Well, why don't you let that out?
I'm not gonna allow it.
That's fine. You don't.
Back up.
You don't.
Back
know-
up for a second.
Yeah.
Will you back up for a second? I like you. I already said that. Yeah, thank you. What you're doing, I like, but you're not going to get me there.
I
And I did not fall for it.
You know when when boxers get hit and they smile because they're trying to mask that they didn't get hit, but it's
Right.
actually
Pain.
a telltale sign
Right.
that they actually got hit. He got hit.
You also
what you
don't
said.
owe us that. You don't owe
I didn't try to hit
us
you.
that at all. That's,
I do owe you.
That's for you. No, that's for
No,
you.
I do owe you guys everything.
What if you let that hit?
You're white.
By the way, what if you?
You know what I mean? And
What if you let that hit you?
follow in your footsteps?
What if you did cry? What are you afraid of? Why didn't you cry?
Fuck you.
Why didn't you?
I don't know why. You know what it was? I don't know why. I'll tell you what it was. No, I do know why. Can I tell you why?
Sure.
So this is what I was at. What's that?
Ugly Wuggly
No, not Hoggly Woggly. What's that hot dog place I go to? Doghouse.
Doghouse.
You know Doghouse
No,
is right
I
by
don't go to
Warner
a hot
Brothers.
dog place.
Okay.
It's delicious.
I love a hot dog.
Hawaiian bun.
Wiener,
Sweet,
which
kinda-
Wiener Schnitzel?
I like Wiener Schnitzels as
Okay,
well.
go ahead.
Anyway, I'm at Hot Dog Bun and I got a hot dog bun. It's not even called that. I'm at Doghouse. You got me all. You got me so angry. You got me so angry just now. I don't know why. I have a rage.
Because that's what I do when I get sad. I get,
Oh, really?
I get angry.
Oh, you get angry, yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember getting the chili dog, and then my mom calling, going, "You have to come now," right? I didn't eat it. I just threw it away. And I got in the car, called my brother. I call Khalyla. She gets me flights. That's what's great. She's great. And it's been a blur since then.
When you say
Yeah.
a blur, do you just kind of like, are you going through the motions?
No, it was weird. After he died, a couple days later, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 days, I had to go to Hawaii, and I'm reoccurring on this Magnum PI show, and I remember like just kind of doing a scene with Jay, and in my head going, "Oh, you have no idea what's going on.
Right.
You don't know the lines. You don't know what you're playing. You don't know." You're just so detached.
What do you do?
Directors walk up and they give you notes or, "Hey, what? Try it fast," or whatever. And you're just like, "Okay, I will." And you're just not there. I barely got through that. But yeah, thank you. You're welcome, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean,
hard.
Yeah.
there's nothing. People can't expect any more from you than you have to give.
Yeah.
Khalyla, are you crying now?
No, I'm not.
She's not crying
I'm
anymore.
crying for the both of us.
Yeah.
But the interesting part about like these destructions in our life, right? These hard times in relationship, deaths, divorce, the pain and suffering that go with them are absolutely necessary for our evolution, whether it's personally or in relationship. There has to be. There is no straight upward climb in any relationship. There are hills and valleys in all of them, and they're the metaphor of death and resurrection, the metaphor of, burning to the ground and life coming out of the ashes is a tale as old as time, and it is 100% necessary, and there is no roadmap for us when it happens. And all we can do is talk to the people around us and try to connect, which is what we decided to do with this podcast, to figure out how to navigate it. Because what you learn from navigating this will someday help me. The people in my life who are losing parents right now, the only people they have to talk to are other friends who've lost parents. They don't teach you how to deal with that shit. So you'll deal with it the way you deal with it. And you'll deal with it with the people around you. And maybe someday you'll be able to help me, or you'll be able to help Khalyla, or whoever comes asking for help.
I think what you guys have talked about today has helped me. I really do. I hope it's helped other people listen, because it is, when you're in a relationship, I don't know. 6 years is too much for me. Like, I can't imagine that. You've been married for how long?
Almost a decade, yeah.
I mean, it's like I look at you guys and I envy you. I'm like, God, they really stuck together.
Did you get hair plugs?
No, what are you fucks wrong with you?
But what's is that
Feel
your
my
real,
hair.
Is that your real?
Do you think I ever would get hair plugs?
Is that your real hair?
I went from a genuine moment to.
He was feeling the pain, is why he
I
said
just
that.
realized I've
I
never
know.
seen you without a hat, I don't think.
Oh,
That's because he's bald.
Do you have hair at all?
Underneath.
That was a
Look
revelation
at you,
right
you
there.
son of a bitch. You
Yeah,
son of
yeah,
you
yeah,
son
you
of a
son of a
bitch. You
bastard.
beautiful head hair.
yeah. Evolve, bro. What the? You're evolving. That's what it is. You're losing hair.
I'm gonna
I think
get
that's evolution.
I'm gonna get a text that says, please don't post the pictures of me with hair. Aren't I?
no, you're not.
I'm not.
No.
Do you think that some of us are just more primal than others?
Yeah.
Because I think that with Bobby, like just on a basic human level, when you touch a hot stove, you pull away.
Yeah.
That's your response to pain.
Yeah.
That's your primal response to pain.
Sure.
I think he feels he applies that, or it carries over into like emotional pain for him.
Sure.
So that's why it's a lot of like deflecting with jokes, or like
I do the
talking
same
about the
thing.
hair
I
plugs,
do the
or
same.
it's
Yeah,
like
what
as
was
soon
I
as it
even
starts to
saying?
sit, he wants to run away from it.
I'm trying to embrace it. Maybe I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I'm honestly trying to man up in certain ways. Like just to be like, just change my attitude, change my routine, change the way I think, change the way I feel. I mean, look, it's hard to do that, but like if so many people have said, well, how do you change things? You literally, it's the hardest thing in the world. When I went to that wellness center for like 3 weeks, I was like, I can't do this. Meditate, just try it. I can't do this. Eat, do this, do it. Breaking a habit's 21 days, but starting a new one is probably the same or more. You've been doing something your whole life. You have to say, this isn't working for me. This part of my life isn't working. I don't need to change the shit that I like about myself. Why not do something different? Because that fucking isn't working. Why not just go, all right, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do just keep trying it. It may not work. Then you don't do it.
That's like what you did when you got sober, right?
Yeah. I was just thinking, though, how difficult, weird it is because we're all just human beings trying to struggle. But we also have this other thing that when you mix Hollywood, it's a different kind of thing, I think. Right?
Why?
Because I just don't think any other jobs are like what we have, you know?
How do you mean, though? How do you mean?
What do you mean, how do I mean? How do I mean? How do you know? How do you mean?
How do I mean?
Yeah.
How do you mean? What do you mean there are no other jobs like this? Like,
It's ego driven, right? It's there's a lot of money at stake. It's about ego. It's about, and all that kind of stuff. And then we're also human beings, and we go through pain and suffering, and it's just a difficult thing to navigate because you're going through extremes.
Are you saying in a way that you don't want people to see your weakness in this industry? You don't want to see them that you're falling apart, or
I found that weakness and that vulnerability is what saved my career. I feel like by talking and being on podcast put me back on the map. And so I'm not going to edit or everything that you've heard me say is stuff I literally feel.
yeah.
Did I want to come here today? No.
no?
Do I love you? Yeah.
Sort
I think
of.
so.
Sort of.
Do I like it? Yeah. I mean, all those things that I've said, I love everyone in the room.
Yeah.
But I'm just, I woke up today and I'm just putting one foot in front of the other.
Sure.
And I'm here and everything's going to be fine. And you know what? I'm going to get over my dad. And
You don't ever get over it. You just
I
learn to
understand
live with
that.
it.
And then Khalyla and I will deal with our issues. I got the number. I'll show you of the counselor. And I have a counselor.
I got a good one too.
Yeah. You do? Do you really have a good one? Yeah. Maybe I'll get the number from you too.
Sure.
Is that person available? You think?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, look, I love you both. I really do. I don't see you much, and I don't get that upset when you invite me last minute because your guest canceled on the show, and then I can't do it, and I go, but I could do next week, and then I don't hear from you. It's fine.
Right.
I don't care about that. I love. Look, I'll be on your show
Your
anytime.
toe is so big.
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Weird
Let me see your toe.
Weird angle.
You still have that weird toe?
It was a weird
It's
angle.
not a weird toe; it's a weird
It was a
foot.
weird angle. You're
Never
right,
mind.
you're right. My bad.
I retract. It was
Go ahead.
it was
Finish
a
what you're
weird
saying.
angle.
I apologize.
I'm just saying I love you.
I love you
think
too.
You're both incredibly genuine. It means the world that you came here and opened up, and it made me think a lot. And I think you'll be surprised by how many people you affect. You affect the lives of a lot of people who listen and go, because there's a lot of people who are like 50% of marriages end up in divorce or something like that. I was going to get to that number soon, they said. You guys are doing whatever you can to work things out. I mean, this is it. You're being upfront and honest with your
We should
family.
start talking about the good stuff about us, though, because there's a lot.
No, this podcast is over. I don't want to
The good. Hold on. Hold on.
No, I'm
hold on.
saying like just in
I have
general.
I have an appointment.
None of the struggles or anything make it seem bad. The good stuff shine through the whole conversation.
yeah.
The thing that Michael and I kind of set out to do in these conversations is to make ourselves better versions of ourselves. And so getting to talk to you guys, helps in that process. Thanks for coming today.
Are you getting emotional?
Yeah, a little bit.
There's a story that I wanted to tell you. So years ago, I'm going to end with this story.
Yeah.
Because when I came into this room, I brought it up. I booked a commercial, and I show up. It was an IBM commercial, and there's these white men in the commercial with me. These older white men. So I meet them, but I thought they were extras. They had I don't know what they were doing there. I told one of them to get me a Diet Coke. and he went and got me one. I was like treating them like they were extras. And at the end of the day, the guy came up to me, a PA or something came up to me and said, "Well, how was it like working with two legends?" I go, "What legends?" "You just did that commercial with Stan Mikita and Gordie Howe, and I treated them like
Are you
shit."
fucking kidding me?
Did they get you the Coke though?
Yeah.
They're
You asked
one
him
of
for
the
a Diet
biggest
Coke, and he was
legends in
like-
I
hockey.
had no idea, and I treated them like shit.
And he
You
was
need
like,
to write a letter.
and he
dude.
was
They're
like,
dead, right?
Yeah, to their wives.
But you
or
can
their
go to
kids.
Hold
YouTube
on.
and what you can see the commercial.
You really treated them like shit.
Yeah.
So you don't like
did you
old-
treat them like shit, or were you just unconscious of who they were? Like, there's
I
a
was
difference
unconscious.
between.
No,
like,
okay, here's
yeah,
what it is.
you
I
weren't
didn't
like, hey,
treat them
get
with
me
the respect.
Hey, you get me a fucking Diet
with
Coke.
no, it was
No,
like
you were like, hey, would you
yeah,
mind-
you're going to craft service. Go get me a Diet Coke while you're there. It was like that.
Okay. And
But
you were
still,
young and unaware.
I know, but still, it's fucking Gordie Howe. I should be like, "Sir, legend,
Yeah.
what do you need? I'll get you peanuts, whatever you need." And, "Oh, kid, go get me," you know what I mean? And I would have done it, but I was just being, that's.
You know what? It's ignorance. That's all it is. You're
It's
ignorant.
not ignorant. Fuck, you're ignorant.
No, you know what ignorance
but you
means?
didn't- you didn't-
No.
You didn't know the hockey player.
You fucking piece of shit.
I'm saying ignorance is
ignorant
something
too,
you're just
fucker.
ignorant of who they were.
Oh,
you didn't
that's
know.
right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm not saying you're
I
stupid.
apologize.
Yeah.
I'm ignorant of a
apologize.
lot of things.
All right. Don't get angry.
Who's your favorite Korean movie star?
Mik-sik Choi.
Really?
And I had a very deep fascination for Min-sik Choi. So when I met him and he had the long Min-sik Choi hair, it was on.
Yeah, I like dirty old Korean dudes.
Me too.
Like, I have my look in my 60s. I have a look that I'm gonna do.
He's getting beard implants.
I'm gonna get beard implants on my face where
Whole-
the beards
whole
are.
beard, full
like
beard.
what you have.
Full beard. Yeah.
Like my hair implants?
Yeah. When'd you get those done?
They're not. I don't feel my hair. Mia, pull my hair.
Mia, don't touch his head.
They want to pull him out.
Don't touch his head.
I'd tell you if
Look
I
at
got
Hollywood
I
money.
gotta tell you if I got.
Look at
I'm
that
only
Hollywood money
47.
fixing your head.
Hollywood money. I looked up in
You look like
Wikipedia.
Andre Agassi a year ago. What the fuck happened to your head?
Wikipedia said you're worth $1 million.
What did Wikipedia say you were worth?
I didn't look.
Couple million.
Didn't look.
What?
3 million.
What
You're
just happened?
exaggerating.
What just happened?
I don't know.
I know.
How
we
much
do-
money
we
are you
do
making
this
now?
Sometimes.
What's that?
This is us.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
richer than
killing
everybody.
him.
Bought my first house like you guys.
Congratulations. Where?
Yeah, over at
Congratulations.
Don't give him the
Congratulations.
streets.
Congratulations.
Near Lincoln and Washington. Over
in Venice.
over in Marina Del Rey.
Over
yeah,
there.
Venice,
That's
yeah.
where my uncle, accountant lives.
Yeah.
Mia, by the way, who's here, who doesn't have a mic, 'cause
love
we
her.
didn't have it. Mia is.
love her.
She is amazing, and she can cut this down, or should we just leave it unedited?
No, you're gonna love. You like it, right? You like what's going on or no?
I always edit the show, so you know.
Yeah.
Clean it up, yeah.
We're gonna
It's up
put
to
it
you guys,
together. It's
just
gonna be nice
let
and
us know.
tight.
How do you feel first about the show today, Mia?
I don't. It's a very unique episode. But I've heard Bobby on podcasts before. I was pretty sure I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And still, we didn't know we were
She's
going to get a
great.
fart. We didn't know we were going to get
Yeah.
a
Oh
fart.
yeah, that fart was so rude.
All right. Hey,
Bye.
look,
Thank you.
we
Thanks for
love
coming,
you.
you guys.
It's awesome.
We're a beautiful man. Yeah, yes, we're a beautiful man.
And once again, a huge thanks to our presenting sponsor, Smile Direct Club. For huge discounts, go to smiledirectclub.com/podcast and use our offer code INLOVE.